Hey.
Bonjour, we're live.
The fuck, man?
What do you mean, what the fuck? I said it all.
Yeah,
Nothing else needs to be said.
I had staggered clients, and then they just started running fucking late, and then I look up, I'm like, oh fuck. So I'm really
Yeah, yeah.
sorry. That's really the only reason why I'll be late on Tuesdays.
We're live.
Oh, we're live.
I did say
Hey
that.
everyone.
Said nothing else needs to be said. Fuck's sake.
Fucker.
I literally said, what do you mean? I said it.
Ah.
Sorry,
Uh,
dear.
Hello everyone. Please share the link. Let people know we're here. Hi Nate.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm good. Feeling good.
Good.
Yes. Yes.
Look all lopsided.
Oh, you look fine. You know what? Did
Well, it's
you?
perspective, because if I look at the camera, it's
Yeah.
actually off on a tilt, but because it goes in, odd one. Never mind.
You
Odd
look
one.
good. It's a good angle. It's a good angle.
Oh, thanks. What, the side of my face? It's
Well,
a good angle for me, is it? Fuck
hey, I
off.
don't have that profile that you have. So,
What, a massive, massive forehead and a bit of a jawline.
I don't have a jawline.
Oh,
Look
dear.
at,
Oh, I
I
didn't
gotta,
have one for a little bit. It's
I
only
gotta
because I've
jet
lost
my shit
10
out.
kilos.
Well,
So it's only because I've lost kilos. That's all. That's the only reason.
let me ask you a question on okay, you got rid of the tweet. All right, so let's put a new tweet up then.
Yeah. I
That'd be
deleted
great.
it all because we're not covering the same stuff. It's not the same thing. Like, I'm not going to promote everyone that fucking turns up late. I've had enough of it. Like, well, no, I have. But again, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to
Hey.
do it. Like, I'm not going to promote people that turn up late all the time. Like, I just can't do it. It's
I am
ridiculous.
not late all the time.
Not
I am.
you. There were other people tagged in the tweet. That was so bloody absurd.
Gotcha. Well, I'm here for the H cast episode.
Well, we need to. It's episode. Oh, it's not episode. It's bloody episode 14. God damn it.
Yes, episode
God,
14.
son of a bitch. Even I got. The thing is, I'm on like every single week. I do the same as the last week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the same thing consecutively. Every single week, I do the same bloody thing. Oh, I hear myself.
Oh, sorry about that. I just brought it up.
No, it's all good. Oh, well, we're limited on this anyway. So I did it. So we will be changing the Thursday stream. We just can't do it because I need to figure out another day to do it because drinker streams at the same time. I never realized it. I didn't realize it, and so it becomes a bit of a non sequitur to do. Well, not non sequitur. It becomes a non starter because people are choosing between two streams, and inevitably, no one's going to fucking choose me over the drinker. There's just no point. So there's just no point
In all
doing that
fairness,
stream anymore.
we started ours, and then he started his back up again on Tuesdays.
Oh,
On
because he
Thursdays.
didn't choose. Right. Oh, okay.
Right. Like
Yeah.
there, and so Neurotic just ended a little while ago. That's why I think Tuesdays is a sweet spot for us.
Yeah.
And
Well, we'll
we
keep
just
Tuesday, but got to think of another one to do on.
yeah.
Can't do the Thursday one anymore because it just becomes a bit of a pointless venture.
Right. It's either
Just won't be able to do it like this.
or we go earlier your time because Tuesdays and Thursdays mornings are pretty empty.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously we're just having a conversation live at this. We will get to topics,
Yeah.
don't worry. But it's interesting. So you guys watching, you
Yeah.
guys might be able to have some input on that, right? Like this is something which you guys watch on a Thursday. Would you watch this if it was earlier? Let me know. Because the struggle with this at the moment is drinker streams basically literally at the exact same time, isn't it? I think I don't know. I know people said this. I don't know what time he streams. I think it's the same time because Andre said
Right.
Andre ditched the stream once for drinker stream. So I think which is fine. Again, like it's fine. Like
I mean,
no
do what you
guest
gotta do.
that's invited on there is going to choose me over him. There's just no fucking course you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So would you guys watch it earlier if we did this a bit earlier on a Thursday, say 2 hours earlier? I could do 2 hours earlier, I think. I don't know if you can. Oh, late one.
On Thursday,
Mm.
11 a.m. I think that's
It's
good. Like we would, I mean, I know you're thinking like we end and then the drinker begins. I think that's a smart
No, I'm
idea.
thinking about my meals because I'm dieting.
Well, that too.
I'm genuinely just thinking about my meal time. Unfortunately.
That could work for me. I mean, if we're just having a conversation right now, because
Yeah, this is just
I
having a
can
chit chat.
walk my dogs and I can move a client or two. That that's not like that's not awful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to have a think about it. For all intents and purposes, we shall see what happens on Thursday for now. But yeah, I mean, let's have a conversation. Did you watch the Teenage
I
Mutant Ninja Turtles
did.
one? Mayhem something? I can't remember what it's called.
I
Mutant
did.
Mayhem. I just bloody saw it as well. But so the thing about the trailer, and guys, like I want your input on this as well, because I saw previously that there's a lot of people that really like it. Tom Working, thank you so much for the $3 super sticker. So like so. To me, the most egregious thing is what they did here. And I know loads of people always go, well, she was black in the original comics. It's April, isn't it? Right? She was black in the original comics or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, let's run with that. Why did they have to make her fat and ugly then? Sure, let's run with that mindset. Why did they have to make her fat and repulsive and ugly as well then? Why? You tell me that. Why? Let's give you that. Let's give you that she was black. I don't agree, but let's just give you that. Why they have to? She wasn't fat and ugly, was she? Was she? No. So why is she fat and ugly now? Thoughts, Paulie?
That was like the least of my worries. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the thing that everyone's going on about. So that's why I'm going on about that straight away, because I wanted to get that done and out the way. So
Sure.
give me your thoughts on that first, and then we will cover
Well,
on to the other stuff.
Okay, so because it doesn't work for me, like as far as the trailer, there weren't any clean jokes or clean the dialogue was just kind of like
It wasn't really anything, was it? Actually, like it was a bit of a
it was
nothing
just
trailer.
I couldn't I couldn't connect. Right? I mean, yeah, it looked fine. And they're silly. I'm not a Mutant Ninja Turtle fan to begin with. But I was like, all right, it looks kind of cool, and they're kind of taking photos or something, trying to be silly inside. This is like it just didn't hook for me. So I'm like, the jokes are already kind of for real, either little kids or this is really stupid. And Seth Rogen. And then I know a lot of people are having problems already with April, but when I saw her and the character there, she was like it looked like she was a reporter or something. I'm like, I didn't have any problems with it.
It's just some fucking look at her. She looks like an egg.
So what? Yeah. So what I'm getting at
Dumpy
is,
looking.
I think being so like we're so, I don't even know what the word is, because this is almost like old hat now. It is. It's old hat.
Oh, it's a given that the moment there's
right.
Traditionally, whether you agree from the source or not, traditionally a redhead, they're going to be black. That's it. That is it. That's literally what happens.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a redhead, they swap them out for a black person.
Very strange.
There is so much evidence of this. Like, it's not me just speaking out of turn. Wherever there's a redhead, they swap them out for a black person. Velma. Not strictly speaking black, but yeah, Velma, straight away. Oh, the Little Mermaid. There you go. I mean, there's two just off the top of my head. The most recent ones, straight away. I mean, there's so much of this. It's just bizarre. And also, if you at least make her hot, why'd you have to make her ugly and rancid? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty weird.
Like, it's just, it's so dumb. But the thing which I find most funny, did you see Splinter?
For like a second, right?
He's got an afro and he's a rat, right? So he's Afro Rat. Do you know who's doing? So who is Splinter? He was supposedly like a rat samurai, wasn't he?
Well, he's a master.
Yeah, but he was a samurai, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the
Well, let me. Oh God, I'm gonna TMNT Splinter. Let me have a look. Right, okay. Splinter, often referred to as Master Splinter or Sensei by his student sons, is a fictional character from the TMNT comics and all related media. A mutant rat. He's the grave and stoic sage of the Turtles, their ninjutsu and martial arts instructor, as well as their adoptive father. In some animations, including the original comics, he was the pet rat of martial artist Hamato Yoshi, Japanese. So he's Japanese, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, apparently Seth Rogen thinks all Asians are the same because he's being voiced by Jackie Chan. It's a bit racist. That's a bit cultural appropriation. Jackie Chan's not Japanese. He was from Japan. Look, you can't have it. You can't have it two ways, ladies and gents. You can't be like, well, April was originally black in the comics, and then be like, well, we're fine about this. Fuck off. Give over. Pull the other way. Honestly, just fuck off. You can't, like, your logic doesn't compute if you're fine with one but not the other. All right, give me that bollocks. He was Japanese. Okay, he was Japanese.
I mean, honestly,
you just don't care, do you?
I know I wouldn't have a problem with it as if I don't care. Like, it's all bad. It's all bad. Like, to me, that's you got Jackie Chan. That's the least of my worries. I mean,
no, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. I mean, you could, I think all those things that you pointed out are valid. They shouldn't matter if it's like, wow, this is a really great take. This is really different,
It feels like a riff on Spider-Verse. I mean, it is the same Spider-Verse animation. It's like dropping frames. It's supposed to replicate the comics a bit too much. It doesn't look very good. Like Into the Spider-Verse or the Spider-Verse, whatever it's bloody called, seemingly got it a bit better. It's a bit weak sauce, unfortunately. I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, you're not alone. A lot of people, didn't like it. Apparently, I mean,
but you didn't like it. You just
no, yeah, I didn't like it. But I didn't like it first because that trailer was just done bad. I kind of like it. Kind of looked kind of cool, that animation was all right. But then when you bring up all what you just brought up, it's like, this is, this is now the new, unfortunately, the new norm, or the last or I don't know what you call it, but
the last oh God, it's just dumb. It's just absolutely
bad. Dumb. And then they'll make like Puss in Boots, and that's great. Or Pinocchio, Del Toro's Pinocchio, and that's amazing.
Well, that was a masterclass in stop motion. That was great. I really like that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because they made her frumpy and a little gorda, that it's like, well, it's for kids, so we can't have anyone with curves. I don't get it. We can't.
Yeah, it's just
they make her a little girl or something. I don't know that.
Why
I don't know. Why was she like writing notes?
Girl?
Was she like a reporter?
What's the issue? I don't. Mate, I don't know.
Right.
I just don't get why. Like, if you like, at least keep it within, like, I don't know, like, at least keep it within the realms of similar. If you're gonna swap out the character, at least keep it within the realms of similarities. Why'd you have to make her fat and black? Like, just make her hot and black. What's the issue? Why do you want to make everyone ugly, Hollywood? Even in cartoons, you can have something in a cartoon that you can clearly look at and go, "Oh, that's supposed to depict an attractive person." What is this? It's like Hollywood
Well, hold on,
is
hold on,
afraid of attraction.
hold on. How did she look like before? Because I don't remember. I don't have no idea. That's the thing. How did she look like
Really?
before?
Oh, okay. So
You got an old one, and then Nick is trying to
TMNT.
get in. He doesn't have a working link from Echo Base.
I know, because it was completely. I binned it off, didn't I?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
So,
and while Nate's doing
let me
that,
have a look. I'm just going to show. I'm showing you now. Hold on.
oh, okay. I was just gonna say,
Hey, I'm on it. I've got
please
it.
share the link, guys.
Oh, apparently I don't actually. Fuck's sake.
Please share the link. I just shared it on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, retweet. Let people know we're here. We are here every Tuesday.
So they think. So this is what they're taking it from. That she's black, but this is the comic. So this is what she originally looked like.
Whoa.
Exactly. And then we got this.
Wait.
Thing.
Go back. Okay.
So what I mean.
Right. What year is this? Is this like
I don't know.
This got to be the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So that's a fairly, cool, good-looking 80s lady who's black. Right? Yeah. Adult.
You've got the link anyway. You can just send it to him in Twitter.
Oh yeah, let me send it to you. Nick, I'm going to send it to you right now. Give me a second.
Tom is joining in the conversation with the super chat. If you want to join in, you want to support what we're doing here, but you also want to join in the conversation, get your voice heard during the segments, and also at the end of each segment, we will review the super chats. So please do send super chats because you can get get included. We spend some time on people's contributions and things. But Tom says April inclusion, which can be good, but when you triple up, it gets what the fuck mode. Yeah, I mean, again, look at this.
Right. Okay. That is not this other new person.
That's not remotely the same, is it?
So we got a. Well, no, I mean no. I mean that the more I see this one that you bring it up, the more I like her. She's got a great look. And then you go back to this other
attractive.
One.
You can see she's supposed to be
very attractive.
One is supposed to be a dumpy, fat girl, and the other is supposed to be a slick, stylish 80s hottie.
But you were saying that she was a redhead, but this is a black woman. Listen, I don't care. I don't care, right?
So in like in all other versions of the media, she become a redhead. Basically.
Oh, okay. This is just one iteration, but it's from the past. So they said, well, she was black, so we can make her black.
Yeah, sure. Like, fine. Like, if you're gonna go off that, fine. Who cares? But at least make her attractive. Why'd you make her fat and dumpy?
Right. So let's go. Oh, you keep.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to keep looking at it. It made me vomit.
Okay, so from what I saw was she had dreads, glasses, and in Converse. And
the trousers don't even fit. She's so fat.
Yeah. What's up,
Ridiculous.
Nick?
What's up, guys? April O'Neil. Watch this be a complete troll and then come out with another trailer and it's like some other character and not really April O'Neil.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, it won't be. They're not that sophisticated.
Yeah.
They're not that sophisticated. Tom joins in again with $5. Says, April, remember, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, April was meant to be a gender foil for testosterone-filled teens. Yeah. It was supposed to, yeah.
I mean...
But that's what it was supposed to be.
But they don't want that now. They don't want our testosterone running
They don't like testosterone. Teenagers don't like testosterone. Unless it's applied. I was going to talk about something else. Anyway, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is genuinely like they are afraid of attractiveness, and they just think like, oh, you can't possibly think anything's attractive. Not good.
I watched a Bill Burr stand-up act last night, and he was talking about that, about how they've just put like normal or unattractive girls in like ads and stuff now. You don't see as many like, hot chicks, or whatever. in advertising and stuff as much anymore.
Yeah. Justin B, no, I don't need to do more research. I was just saying this is people's arguments. So I was like, if we're running off that argument, for argument's sake, that's all. That's you've joined in a little bit late. You missed that starting part, mate. All right. But yes.
Yeah.
She's white. She happened to get a perm in this particular comic. She even mentions it. She's supposed to be Irish and Scottish. So yeah. But again, I was just using.
Oh, she's white. Right? Well, I'm so confused.
Argument that people have. Apparently, she's I'm just using the argument that people are making against themselves, because if that's fine, then also surely Splinter needs to be portrayed by a Japanese person, not someone from Hong Kong. Because
it wouldn't be the first time. Well, it was Karate Kid, even though they were in China. So there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll shuffle on. But you logged some members here. So we've got Tyler Reeves, member level 2 for 20 months. Thank you so much, man. That's amazing. Thank you so much. If you want to support, also become a member or a Patreon, things like that coming up again. All the perks and stuff. C. Kramer, 37, member for 17 months. Thank you so much. Dragon Reborn, Darren, member for 25 months at supporter level 1, says, released in 1984 by Mirage Comics, Volume 1, Number 2. She was originally white, named after the ex of either the artist or writer. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Like, exactly. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, so Nick, I actually literally blitzed the video on this before we started.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So yeah, I'm pretty familiar with this because I've literally just covered it, which is crazy. But let's dive into it. So Patty Jenkins and Kevin Feige, their films are done. Their Star Wars films are dead.
Which hers was going to be the Rogue Squadron movie, and his was unknown. Nobody.
Well, we all knew her movie was done and dusted.
Yeah.
We knew it was dead because they were like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm still working on it, and it may be released." And I said at the time, I was like, "It's dead. It's not happening." And then lo and behold, it's dead now. And then Kevin Feige's the interesting one. He's been booted off his project, and the excuse
I wonder
they
why.
give here. Well, the excuse, exactly. The excuse they give here is like, well, Kevin Feige's involvement with Star Wars broke in 2019. It churned up fan speculation he'd take over from Kathleen Kennedy. Kevin Feige hired Waldron to direct this, write a script, for Avengers Secret Wars. And between that project and 19 other titles, he's just going to be really busy. And I'm like, are you high? Those films didn't just magic out of the bumhole recently. They've been in the works for years.
Yeah.
He always knew he was going to do them. He's been kicked off of it. Or he's been like, shit, I have to focus on it. It's one of the two. He was either cruising through the MCU and it was like, who cares? It's fine. It'll just make itself now. And he's like, crap, like it's a failure. I need to work on it. Or he's been booted off of it. But to say that these are keeping him away from it, what do you mean? They were always going to happen. They haven't just spawned out of nowhere. These films were always going to happen. And now all of a sudden they're like, well, he's going to be busy. Really? What, was he going to take the year off, was he? Thoughts? Nick?
This reminds me of the David Benioff and DB Weiss situation with Game of Thrones. They signed on, and then after that last season of Game of Thrones was an utter complete trash failure, boom, all of a sudden they're too busy to do it and they're kicked off the project. Now we have Kevin Feige after phase 4 disaster of the MCU, and now all of a sudden he's out. Phase 5 of the MCU. Now he's out. So I think it's sort of like what you said. It's one or two options. Either his failure was like, okay, you're not bringing that over here. Like you're done because Marvel's been a mess, or Marvel's a mess and he's like, I really can't do the Star Wars. I gotta fix this this over here. But yeah, I'm sure it's one of the two for sure. But yeah, the Patty Jenkins, everybody knew that wasn't happening, and then of course, Taika Waititi, he's going to star in his own
Taika,
Star Wars film.
Taika
I'll,
Waititi.
I'll be surprised if that film actually happens either. And that's sort of like the stick or with Star Wars. It's like they announce all these projects, and out of all of them, like maybe 2 or 3 of them actually happen. So until it's actually filming and in production, like I don't put any faith behind anything that they're saying that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the sad part, I've had enough of Taika Waititi, and I quite liked his original stuff that he sort of rose to fame with.
Yeah,
What We Do in the Shadows and things like that.
Mhm.
And I also I did like Jojo Rabbit, which they reference here.
Yeah, it was a good film. I liked it as well.
It was a good film.
Yeah.
But they use that as a reference point to him saying, sources saying, yeah, he's going to be in his own Star Wars movie, similar in prominence to his role in Jojo Rabbit. So he's going to be quite self-inserted.
He likes self-inserting himself in his own projects. He did the same thing with Thor: Love and Thunder, and of course Thor Ragnarok. With what was the creature with the rock guy that he voiced?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
but I don't want to see him. Like he's already a Star Wars character. I don't want to see him again. In his own movie like this. And I like Jojo Rabbit. I think it's a pretty decent film, to be honest. But
yeah,
I'm not interested in like Paulie, thoughts? Kevin Feige booted off.
I think it's great. I think it's like the best Star Wars news in years.
Yeah.
I think what the only thing I could top this year is, and it's already the rumor mills is KK finally leaving, and
sorry, have you been watching Doomcock?
No, I haven't. I hear all kinds of stuff.
It's normally him that says this every week.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Yes, mate. He's a meme. It's literally a meme. KK's fired. KK's fired. Every week there's a video on it.
Well, I think
really this week, guys, she's definitely fired.
It's really gonna happen this week.
You'll be right one day when it does actually happen, and they'll go, I see, I was right, and you go, oh, for goodness sake.
Well, I do think this is good news, and I think it would be nice that by the end of this year that there's a whole new creative control people. But what a disaster this is, because Star Wars films are at the lowest level ever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sad. This is sad. You know what? Excuse me. The best Star Wars is going to release this year actually is going to be the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi in the theaters. So there you go.
Definitely going to see that.
There you go. Yeah, and even that I don't think is a special edition. So
yeah,
but I'll take that any day over this garbage.
Sure.
Yeah, Taika, I could take his comedy for like 10 minutes. That's the only thing.
I thought you modeled yourself after him.
Maybe the the mustache but not the humor.
Not the hat.
The hat. I could change my hat, mate. I can change my hat, but I just happen to put on a Taika-ish hat.
I'm curious what people say in the comments about you. That's all. Just put it in.
R2 is poking out of the curtain over there. He's like,
cool.
when can I come back? Is it safe?
What about Patty Jenkins and her demise?
She's a big mess. She's been a big mess. This is like the third project that she's either walked away from or it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it was Thor: The Dark World, wasn't it? First, she got fired from that for creative differences.
Yeah, and there was another one as well, and then Wonder Woman, and now this.
Yeah. And she got all that praise for the first Wonder Woman film, which she didn't write. And then she had pretty much full control on the second one, and then just got destroyed with that film.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, but let's say I give her. Let's give her that anyways. It's still, you got Wonder Woman 84, and then I guess there was problems with her script that she turned in to Gunn, and she's like, then there was, that's the word is out. She's out.
Are you getting some Uber Eats there? What are you doing?
No. I'm just Romy just walked in. She's handling all the dogs. Just a quick note to her instead of her walking in.
So let's get some super chats. Tom Working says they're putting out fires at this point. Yeah, I mean, exactly like that. They are like, but I just, God, what a,
it's a mess over there.
You're all right that it is the best news in a long time, but it is still a shit show, isn't it? It really does. It's indicative of how much of a shit show Star Wars has become. You'd think it would just be, you think it would all be easy. This stuff isn't hard to do. Star Wars shouldn't be difficult. None of this should be difficult to write or make or get off the ground or even get people interested in it. It shouldn't be that difficult. So, yeah, what an absolute joke. Al Humphrey sent a super sticker. Thank you so much. Good, sir. Do appreciate it. £10 as well. Thanks very much, man. I think I said before, everyone, my PO box is no longer active, just for anyone that's, wants to know. No PO box. So, just reminded me there, Al. So I think next topic, which is, we're sort of compliment sandwich, this sort of a negative one. We've got a really good one now. This is not really news. John Wick 4 has got great reactions. I mean, a John Wick movie's good.
I saw your video earlier.
And pigs fly. Like, of course, this is great though. Like, it's so good. It's news, but it's not news because no one's expecting this to be bad. And if you are, you're high and you haven't watched any of the others. So.
Yeah, I was telling Paulie earlier. I watched Joe Rogan went out to Terran Tactical where he trained at, and Joe Rogan got to shoot some of the new guns that John Wick is using in this fourth movie. And me being a gun guy, like I can't wait to see this film. Like I will be going opening weekend to see this.
Yeah, likewise.
And I haven't been to the theater in a while. Honestly, I couldn't even. I think the last movie I actually saw in the theater was Spider-Man: No Way Home.
You need.
That's how long it's been since I've been to a theater.
You need to get around to more movies. There are some good ones out there. There are some good ones out there. So let's get to some of these, right? So I really like John Wick 4. Amazing to remember that big franchise blockbusters can look like this. Brackets good. I love that because it's very much just like what's happened to big budget, big franchise blockbusters. They just look awful at this point in time. Dan Louston, you have my heart, my sword, my whatever. Didn't feel too long. It's got a 3-hour runtime. You can ignore the lore. Who cares? There is one thing that I hated because it's dumb. It doesn't allude to anything else. John Wick is effing awesome. Literally had to pick my jaw off the ground from some of the insane inventive set pieces. You're not prepared for what Keanu does with the Dragon's Breath shotgun. Also, Donnie Yen brought his A game. Can't wait to see it again. Not really. No one really talks about Hiroyuki Sanada. A load of people praise Donnie Yen because he's kind of like he's like a hot topic. Donnie Yen's a hot topic. Hiroyuki Sanada is very underrated. It's this chap here. I can't wait to see him. But this individual, Rena, actually gets a lot of praise, which she's a singer turned actress, if I remember rightly. So I'm really intrigued to see how she comes out in this. Brawny, bold, badass, John Wick 4 brilliantly balances vested stakes with an absolutely spectacular high-octane thrill ride, a soaring, searing, scorching chapter in the saga. The wildest time you'll have at the movies this year. I can believe all of this. The thing about this is to believe this, you just have to have watched the other films and go, oh yeah, that sounds about right. There's nothing here which flags my shildar. I'm not thinking anyone's shilling here. I'm just like, yeah, no, I can believe all of this. Believe absolutely all of this. Rina Sawayama is her name. And she looks good in the trailer. You know, we see it perform some action movements.
Well, I'm waiting for
This
you to.
Scott Adkins playing
I'm
a
just
fat
saying
German
that.
guy.
I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to talk about the other martial artists in this film.
Well, I don't know many others. Scott Adkins, I'm looking forward to. I watched his video on his own YouTube channel about this. He plays like the German leader of the high table. There's like different geographical leaders of it, and he plays that leader. Kind of. That's what I sort of understood from his video.
It's like the German kingpin or something.
Yeah, but I can't. Super cool. Super cool. Well, I mean, you talk about some of the other.
I do. Yeah. So I just
martial
put a video up on Marco Zaror, who's a Chilean martial artist. Him and Scott Adkins were they're in tons of action martial arts films, but they did one called Undisputed 3, where they fight each other. It was so good. Marco's a beast, and there is a video you'd appreciate. And I did a kind of a play-by-play where in John Wick 4, Marco and another choreographer talk about the fight sequence with him and Keanu, and the camera work. Oh, Jesus, man! I mean, this is so exciting because what 8711 and Chad have done is they have created this house, this warehouse, this literal factory of top of the line martial artists, stuntmen who have worked on all their films. And what they've also done is brought along maybe martial artists from different film industries that you wouldn't have heard of, and they put them in their films. A great example is Mark Dacascos from
he's so good.
He's so good.
He's so good. He needs to be in many more things. He's so good.
Yeah.
I really
well,
like
the thing
him.
is, they're just very low budget. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say he needs to be, I mean like he needs the praise he deserves. He needs the critical, wide-reaching praise.
And I had an old buddy comment on the video because he's still with 87. He's like, we teach all these guys jiu-jitsu, judo. I mean, Chad himself is a judo black belt. So these are black belt martial artists, filmmakers doing these films, from Atomic Blonde to John Wick, and bringing their friends along. What's his name? Daniel Bernhardt. He is amazing. He's been in the Matrix. He was in one of the John Wicks. But Marco Zaror, I'm really excited. I'm actually trying to get him on the show, and if I get him, I'll let you know. But what a talent, man! All these guys, Hiroyuki. It's such a pleasure, because especially if you followed martial arts on any level, as far as just martial arts films, these guys have been doing these films, the kind of like B-level movies, but A-level martial arts for decades. So this is
nice. It's nice to see it reach the mainstream on such a level. They've always been mainstream, but it's on such a level. Like, I think there's not been something like this which has become a bit of a cultural phenomenon since The Matrix, which involves such high levels of martial arts. Like, not from the Western world anyway. I think that's probably accurate, unless you can think of another one which has reached, and permeated pop culture the way John Wick has.
I mean, Western. There's always going to be, early on what Bruce Lee did, and then.
Oh no! I'm talking about since The Matrix.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. Since Matrix,
right, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Crouching Tiger and
not Western world, is it?
Yeah, you're right.
Western Studios, was it?
You're right. You're absolutely right. Kill Bills.
Yeah, I was just thinking, getting ready to say Kill Bill.
Kill Bills.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Kill Bill.
But Tarantino, that's Tim ripping off the East, which he acknowledges.
But that was his sort of homage, wasn't it? His sort of love letter.
Would Rush Hour count?
Maybe ish.
No, it would count as far as bringing Jackie Chan to Western audiences.
I can't wait for this. I'm really, really Really looking forward to it. I think this is going to be absolutely brilliant. I mean, I'm there opening weekend.
Yeah.
Someone said The Raid, and the Raid is considered one of the greatest martial arts movies, period. But it's not. I don't think it's Western.
No.
But a Western, Western. Yeah.
Tom Working joins in the conversation, sending in great super chats. Thank you so much. Says John Wick, Matrix. Interesting how Reeves has connected to projects that become the thing to imitate for films to come. Yeah, you are right.
I mean,
he knows how to choose good films. He really does, except for Matrix Resurrections. But
yeah, there were so many films that you can even say.
Wasn't he in a contract to do Resurrection though?
Probably, to a degree.
What was it? Evolution? What was that? With Kate Winslet?
I don't know.
What was the one where he was being held hostage by the two psycho girls?
Real fast.
Yeah,
real fast. I just want to go to Tom's, chat, super chat.
Yeah.
Matrix was so influential. You're right, because like there was the one, and then there was Evolution.
Equilibrium released as well.
They just ripped off the Matrix, and we ate it up. People were watching that crap.
Yeah, no, you're completely right there, Tom. Absolutely. We've got another super chat here. April O'Neil is black. How? She's also fat as well.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna let that go. Like, why'd you do this?
You're not letting go, huh?
No.
Yeah, body positive? No.
No. I'm not down for. I'm not one of these people that are down for body positivity. I think it's absolutely causing more harm than good.
I 100% agree.
Statistically speaking, you only have to look at death rates and morbid, obesity rates, heart disease rates, things like that. They're all on the rise.
I saw a Dr. Phil episode where a extremely overweight girl and her boyfriend were on there, and he had doctors on there and everything, and she's like, "No, I'm beautiful, I'm great," and all this stuff, and he's like, "Look, you're gonna have all these freaking diabetes, heart disease, like all these issues," and and she was talking about how she can be healthy and fat, and it's like
the thing is, right? Like, you can think fat people are attractive. That's fine. Like, I don't care. To each their own on what you find attractive. Okay. From a health perspective, no, you're not healthy at any size. I am too big for my size, right? Like even I know, and I'm a muscular guy. I'm ripped, right? But even I know, with the excess musculature I have, I'm not healthy. So I'm not saying it's a case of just being fat. It's the human body's not designed to have excessive levels of weight on it. It's just not. So and that applies for fat people as well as overly musculature. But yeah, like body positivity, I'm not down for that. Like I never have, I never will. You can. People are like, well, you just need to accept I'm fat. Yeah, I can accept you're fat as long as you can accept people saying you shouldn't be fat, or you're probably going to get heart disease, right? Like I don't have to live in your fantasy land of just accepting that you are okay to be fat. Do what you want, but equally so, in the same breath, I'm allowed to say you're probably going to die of heart disease, right? I'm not going to live in your delusion. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's really strange what we're allowed to and not allowed to talk about in regards to people's addictions and and how our society is. We're always there to condemn, judge, and maybe help, or but definitely do the formers to when it comes to drug addiction or alcoholism. But obesity, it's very strange. Now I don't know where this whole thing came from, but it's a very
lobby.
Yeah, whatever that mental thing that they're trying to play at, it's a very hard life, and it doesn't get easier as you get older. If you keep on being obese,
if you get older,
a horrible life. When I say older, 40s.
If you get older, yeah.
Like my dad's in that situation right now.
Yeah.
The thing is, right? Like it's. We're very quick to condemn people with anorexia, rightly so, right? Like you should absolutely. These people need help. It's a mental illness. It's an eating disorder. And equally so is stuffing your face into oblivion, eating yourself to an early grave. It's exactly the same. They're two extreme ends of a spectrum, you know, but one is condemned, not glorified, not put on magazines. And the other, you can be a fat, obese model. Fuck off, man. Get it off magazines. It is dangerous. You're going to eat yourself to oblivion. It is not good for you. Because
the
there was that
obese
Tess Holiday girl, wasn't there?
They're
that
normalizing
fatty,
it.
who now claims she's anorexic. This obese woman's like, I'm anorexic.
Whoa.
Fuck off.
And obese people have really taken over the space for curvy and thick.
Of course, they take over the space, mate.
But because, you know, there's people that love curvy women. I love thickness, but that is
curves,
to me that's
man.
different than someone who's obese.
Curves is like a Latina on Miami, right? In South Beach, Miami. That's curves to me, like a Brazilian curvy. That's curvature.
Yeah, that's my lady in the next room.
All right, show off. But you know what I mean? Like, that's curvy, right?
Yes.
If you got rolls, you're not curvy.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's several curves.
That's a real woman.
Adjacent to one another is not curvy. That's fat. There's a big difference.
Correct. And there are, but here's the thing: there are men that like that. They're called like they said, they're called chubby chasers. That is a real thing.
We descended into nonsense. I just don't give a fuck this stream. We descended into nonsense real quick. Right, anyway. Sorry, Mr. Esquire. For $20. Thank you so much. Nice. Guys, we need to give this one a good amount of attention. Thank you so much for the $20. Says, Mr. H, I recall watching John Wick 1 at a dollar theater in 2014.
Oh, I remember.
At the time, Marvel hype was everywhere, and it felt like they can do no wrong. How times have changed. We don't get dollar.
Yeah.
We don't get such cheap theaters here in England. They're all really expensive.
I don't think they exist anymore here in the U.S.
Do they not?
Wow. I think that was something back in the day because I used to go all the time because all the old movies, once they're out of the main theaters, the dollar theaters would get them, and you could literally go to the other theater and see some of the old movies that have been out for a long time for a dollar.
Yeah. But you are right, like Marvel hype everywhere. Felt like they could do no wrong. It is interesting, but isn't it funny as well? I always find it so funny is that most people's end for Marvel was End Game. That was it. They were done at End Game. That was their end point. Super, super funny. What do we reckon? So speaking of how times have changed, for your comment there, Mr. Esquire, what do we think John Wick 4 is going to do money-wise? What do you think they're going to do box office-wise?
It's R, right?
Hey?
It's rated R?
It is R, yeah. Well, interestingly, John Wick 3 didn't do that well.
No, yeah. They don't make a lot of money.
They really don't. What was that? But that John Wick 3 only took $327.3 million.
Yeah.
That's not much, is it? But what was the budget?
Probably not a lot.
70. They made that for $75 million.
That's probably locations and Keanu.
75. That's tiny.
And Haley
all
Bailey.
of that for $75 million. Oh, Marvel, you should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
They did all of that for $75 million. You should be ashamed of yourself, Marvel. $200 million for Ant-Man. Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, that's so bad. I reckon easy $400 million. What do you reckon for John Wick 4? I reckon 400 mil.
Global,
They've
domestic?
been a slow, steady increase, haven't they? So what do we reckon? I reckon 400.
Are you saying opening weekend?
No. Box office total.
Oh, box office total.
Because the last one was the highest grossing and was $327.3 million.
Okay.
$400 million.
I think it's gonna make. I think between 400 and 500 at the end of the day.
That's kind of where I'm at. 5, being the top. I think this one's gonna gonna beat all the other records from the other films.
There's not another film like it.
Mm-mm.
People are roaring back to the theaters.
Yep.
People are hungry for stuff that's not Marvel.
Beast people.
So yeah, I think the timing of it is really well for John Wick. I think
There's no other adult movies out around that time either. There's no other adult movies out around that time.
No, and Creed 3 and Scream will have duped each other out next weekend, and then John Wicky, here we go.
Yeah. Dane C for $2 says The Matrix took from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah, I mean it was sort of like it took from everything really, didn't it?
Everything.
Yeah, it even took elements from Dark City. If anyone's watched I love Dark City. That's great.
Yep.
Anyone seen Dark City? Have you seen Dark City?
I have. Bits and pieces of it.
Been a minute.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Tom Workin says a difference between Rubenesque and morbidly obese. What's Rubenesque? What's that?
Rubenesque. It's the same thing as saying, voluptuous. Rubenesque.
God, you're expanding my vocabulary here.
Yeah, and it's probably if we looked up the origins, probably related to some theater or burlesque type of name.
Yeah. Culture Casino. Wish I could be there talking about health versus obesity, and of course, John Wick 4 will make 80 million opening.
You
reckon 80 million?
80?
Yeah.
An R?
I don't know. What did the last? I don't know what the last.
So the last one made 56 opening weekend.
Wow.
Is that domestic or worldwide?
That's. I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says opening weekend, a little over 30 million. But then it gives domestic, overall domestic, and overall worldwide.
Okay.
So I'm guessing I'm guessing that would be worldwide.
Well, Culture thinks global worldwide box office will run 580 million all in after box office run.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you look at the overall for all three movies, they have almost doubled each time with each
going up. Right.
Yeah. So if that trend sticks, you're looking at opening weekend for John Wick 4 being over 100 million opening weekend. If that trend, stays. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I hope this movie knocks it out of the park, though. And with the positive early reviews on it, I think it will.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's so many amazing factors to this film. Keanu, the look and feel, the great reviews, the great word, and the international stars. Is this going to be in China and the Asian markets, which with Donnie Yen?
I don't know if they released in the Asian markets before.
I mean, that should be a no-brainer.
It should kill over there for sure.
You'd think so. You'd think so. I don't know if they released in China. I mean, China is allowing Western movies back, but they haven't done very well there. They've not been doing very well.
They haven't or have
do very well. No, they haven't. So Avatar didn't do very well in China.
Ant-Man,
bomb. That's not a surprise because it's got China's notoriously racist, and they have a black man in the film, so that's not a stretch. They are, and they also weren't Marvel movies for like the entirety of Phase 4. So it's not a stretch that they'd be then disconnected from Phase 5 and be like, I don't care anymore. There's many factors why Ant-Man didn't do very well.
I'd be curious to know how Cocaine Bear would do over there.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. Mr. Esquire dropping in the big dollars here says, do you think the John Wick movies are getting a little bloated? John Wick 1 was made on a budget of 20 to 30 million. The bigger the budget, the bigger the expectations. I love John Wick, but John Wick 3 didn't perform the way many expected. No, I think it did perform.
It outperformed the previous two movies.
It's the highest grossing of the franchise with a $75 million budget. That's very good. I agree looking at the budgets, but they've been made over a period of years. So, and also the scale of John Wick was much smaller, and then they've gone up and up and up each time in scale, but they've reaped the benefits in box office. So I don't think they're bloated. I've never been bored during a John Wick movie. They don't feel bloated to me.
I think maybe what he might be getting at is, I don't know if you guys ever watched Dragon Ball Z, the anime cartoon, but anyways, there's
reference to it on
several of the characters in there just keep leveling up, getting bigger and bigger, and then after a while it's just like, how much more bigger and badder can you get from this point? So maybe he's referring to that, like how much more bigger can John Wick be than he already has been? We're just going to get more of the same, but kind of different. Is it going to be more crazy? Sort of like Fast and Furious. It's just gotten crazier and crazier. If you watch the first film and then you watch the last one that came out, I mean, they're almost completely different movies.
Well, I there is supposed to only be one more movie, and then that's it anyway. So I think that's fine.
Well, no, and well, yeah, the universe, they're definitely having Ballerina with Ana de Armas.
Yes, I can't wait for that.
And you're saying a fifth? And
supposedly one more.
There was one more spinoff I heard. Can't remember.
There's a prequel, The Continental. It's a TV series.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A limited series with Mel Gibson involved as well. Of all people.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
I think that'd be sick. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then Nobody was rumored to be within that world a little bit as well. That was a great
film. That would be cool.
Nobody.
Yeah, I thought that was a great film.
That
was tight. Man. I mean, can he do another film?
He's getting old.
I mean, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, on the set of
he had a heart attack, bro.
On the set of Better Call Saul.
Get someone to stand in. That's fine. He'll be all right. Hopefully. Anyway, off to another topic now, which I did a video on. I found utterly hilarious. Nick Cage tells all on Marvel, "I don't need to be in the MCU. I'm Nick Cage, mate." One, that's the most Nick Cage thing for Nick Cage to ever say since Nick Cage said Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But also, he is in the MCU. He's in Spider-Verse. So.
Is Ghost Rider, was that a part of
Not really.
Or was that part of the X-Men? Was that
Fox?
Part
of anything, really. It was his own thing, wasn't it? I don't know. I love this. But the thing is it's the headline sounds more brutal than he is. He's such a nice guy, and he's so down the line, he tells it as it is. So he's asked about it, and he's like, "Look, I've got to be nice about Marvel movies because I named myself after a Stan Lee character named Luke Cage. What am I going to do? Put Marvel movies down? Stan Lee is my surrealistic father. He named me." Again, super Nick Cage. I understand what the frustration is. I get it. But I think there's plenty of room for everybody. I'm seeing movies like Tar. I'm seeing all kinds of artistic and independently driven movies. I think there's plenty of room for everybody. So he's very like, yeah, I don't care. Cool, more movies. There's room for everyone. Who cares? And then he's asked about joining the MCU, and he's like, "Nah, I don't need to be in the MCU. I'm Nick Cage."
I'm Nick Cage. I'm Nick Cage.
I'm Nick Cage, bitch.
That's amazing, isn't it?
No, I mean, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And did you see the Nick Cage Pedro movie?
Yes.
Where he's
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yeah. It's so good.
I love it.
Nick Cage is such a legend. He's such an people forget he's an Oscar winner. Back when they meant something as well. Like he's good. He is a good actor.
Leaving Las Vegas with Elizabeth Shue.
It's so good. I don't need to be in the MCU. I'm Nick Cage. I don't care. And to top it off, he starts talking about the Tim Burton Superman Lives movie.
Yeah.
Right.
You seen those images?
Yeah, but he talks about it in the best way possible. Again, the most Nick Cage way of saying everything.
Yeah.
They wanted Rennie Harlin to do the movie. So I sat down with Rennie. I was doing another picture and he came to the trailer and we talked. I liked Rennie. But I thought if I'm going to do this, it's such a bullseye to hit. Nick Cage, I said, this has to be Tim Burton. So I called Tim and I said, would you do this? Tim Burton didn't cast me. I cast Tim Burton. And Tim said yes.
Oh, shit. That's the man. That's the man.
Wow.
What a legend.
Yeah.
He's like the Rick James of Hollywood actors.
Oh, he's so good.
Instead of I'm rich, bitch, I'm Nick Cage, bitch.
That's so good. And he's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And he says how his favorite genre of movies to work on are horror. And he comments on the woke agenda, basically. So he's like, my other favorite genre, I would say, would be horror. Some of the most talented, artistic people now are making horror films. I think you can do so much. And the reason why I love science fiction and horror is so important to me is that it gave me a format where I could express some of my more surrealistic and abstract dreams with film performance. He added that with science fiction, it also provides a way to say anything you want. Everybody is very sensitive right now. If you look at the science fiction format, you put it on a different planet, you put it in the future, what have you. You can pretty much say what you want because it's not right now. Oh, I didn't mean that. It was on a planet called Exeter or something. That's where it happened. I didn't mean that. You can get your freedom of speech mojo on and do what you want.
Love it.
Fucking. That's the most Nick Cage interview I've ever seen.
Well, in
It's
your video,
amazing.
you also mentioned Pig, the movie Pig. I
Yeah,
mean,
so I mentioned.
I
Pig
haven't
because
seen that. I heard good things about it though.
It's great. It's a great
Yeah.
movie. I went into it never watching the trailer. Apparently, people that watched the trailer were really disappointing.
mhm.
I haven't seen the trailer.
So
I
don't
know
watch the
anything
trailer.
about
Just
it.
watch the movie, and you'll go. Yeah, that's why Nick Cage is, was an Academy Award winner. That's Nick Cage. That's him acting. He's really good.
I
He's
actually
very,
just watched
very
The Rock.
good.
I actually just watched The Rock last night. Surprisingly.
I love The Rock.
Yeah.
And
Sean Connery.
and Con Air. Love a bit of Con Air.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Nick Cage, what a legend.
Well, the reason why I brought up Pig, which was in 2021, is literally less than a year before he was in Jiu-Jitsu, which is probably
fucking
the
hate
worst
that movie.
martial arts
I
film.
reviewed that. That is awful. That is
Only
so
Nick
bad.
Cage. But he was so
Only Nick
committed.
Cage.
He's so committed.
He loves it. He loves just pissing around with movies, doesn't he? He's
I mean,
like, I'll be in it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But then he was also in A Color Out of Space with Richard Stanley. And I interviewed Richard Stanley.
Mm.
And he said, what a nice guy Nicolas Cage actually is. He said he's nothing like Hollywood. He's just such a nice guy. Like an absolute legend. Really nice guy. Really, really nice chap. So down to earth.
Huh. And the funny thing is, I heard back in the day, you heard the complete opposite. He was a complete asshole, like freaking drunk all the time, So, that's not nice to hear that maybe he's straightened up and is kind of being a cool guy now.
Well, I think maybe his
he got a little bit of humble pie.
Yeah, maybe his massive debt sort of straightened him out a little bit, and he had to work hard again. I don't know. Who knows? But
was this in promotion for Renfield?
No, this was so he got given the Variety Legend and Groundbreaker Award at the Miami Film Festival.
Oh, that's right.
And that's where he spoke about all of this stuff. Basically, he was just talking about it there. What an absolute legend! But we do have a super chat that dropped in for $15. Thank you so much, the Sundowners Club. If you could pick one of these 4 films to remake or sequel, which one would you pick out of 1? Flash Gordon, Last Starfighter, 3 Black Hole, or Krull? Okay, I'll go first.
I already know mine.
Go.
Okay,
so do I. I would do the Black Hole. Fuck it, that film is so good. That is a Disney film. That is an underrated Disney film, and it is brutal and dark and terrifying. That closing scene of the Black Hole is absolutely terrifying.
So what would you pick?
It is amazing. So absolutely the Black Hole. You
For
can't
remake or
Flash
sequel?
Gordon. Either.
Okay.
I would remake the Black Hole. That's what I would do. I wouldn't want to sequel. Well, maybe sequel.
Yeah.
Maybe remake and then sequel.
Ah.
Because I'd like to do it with mod. Yeah, I'd like remake and sequel it there. Paulie?
Okay, I would remake Flash Gordon.
Oh, would you? What about Brian Blessed?
It needs to be redone. I would do a sequel to Last Starfighter.
Oh,
Black
really?
Hole, I just leave alone. Krull,
Why?
I would leave alone. They're beautiful messes as they were.
There's not a mess. Look at this. We're closing the scene. He's in his robot. It was Maximilian, wasn't it? I think Maximilian the robot or something like that, if I remember rightly. God,
Yeah.
I haven't watched that film for ages. God, what a good
No,
film!
but see, the thing
Look
is
at
that
this.
remake, like,
Love it.
and then sequel.
Look at this.
I haven't seen the Black Hole since I was a kid.
Oh, so good.
Just think about what I said. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, I was. What did you say? I was too busy. With Black Hole.
To me, which one of these just to be left alone, right? Is Black Hole and
Oh,
Krull,
do you
because they're
think?
just wonderfully bad on their own.
But I
Yeah.
think Flash Gordon's wonderfully bad on its own.
No, it's
Yeah.
bad. The only thing wonderful
Yeah.
about it is the soundtrack. Is Queen.
Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how are you
Remake
gonna
it.
get to the soundtrack then, mate? Huh?
Remake it. Keep that soundtrack.
Oh,
You know,
old.
Could that soundtrack work with an uncheesy Flash Gordon film though?
Exactly.
I mean, the cheese of the
Mm.
movie in special effects and everything with the soundtrack.
It adds.
You
the
know,
here's the thing: they weren't intentionally being camp.
Yeah.
Different actors were approaching this very differently in that
Yeah, but that's the
film.
point, though, isn't it? Because
No, it's not the point. I just think
No, the
they
point.
got-
No, I think that's the point that Nick's making is that they weren't intentionally doing it, but it did come out that way. So obviously the soundtrack.
No, but he's saying
is
could that
as well,
film, could that
So would it
music work
work
with?
on
Could
a
that music
serious
work?
level?
Yeah.
Or would you make it camp intentionally?
Well, no, you'd make it more serial, kind of like Indiana Jones. So like a balance.
So
thought
take
I-
the cheese element of the original out and make it a more serious serial like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, action
Okay.
adventure, not
Yeah.
not so much goofy camp, and it was just
Who?
it had a strange like just there was something. I
It
don't know.
was.
I would
know-
remake
yeah.
Who would you
I-
get to play Brian Blessed's character?
that. Right now,
The Rock.
no,
Fuck no.
no. Fuck
Gotta
no.
have a booming
There's
voice.
nothing regal about The Rock. The Rock wouldn't know how to be regal and without like, hey, I'm regal. He's too much of a mugger.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm the Rock. I'm regal.
Yeah. But Ming the Merciless, Ray Fiennes.
Mm.
I mean, there's so many great actors that would just kill.
Oh no,
immediately.
he'd get cancelled. He'd get cancelled, mate. You can do it. He'd get cancelled. You know it. You can't.
And,
you can't get. So what if he's an alien from another planet? You can't get Ming the Merciless played
will
by
say-
a white guy. You
I will
can't. You
say
get
when they had Sam Jones in Ted,
Oh, he was great.
that was the best Flash Gordon. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, coaching
So-
me, met him in Nashville.
Yeah.
Sam Jones. He's
So,
cool guy.
well, Nick, who, what would you do then? What would you remake?
All day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Sequel to The Last Starfighter. I've been wanting it to happen for over a decade now. I loved that film as a kid growing up.
All right.
With today's technology, they could have tons of gun stars all over the place. Big, huge space battle. Bring Zur back. You're probably gonna have to recast because the original actor actually just passed away just recently, who played
Mm.
Zur. But you could have an older actor fill in for that role. Bring it back, Alex Rogan. Bring back Maggie. They've already been on record saying that they're all for doing it. You know, as long as it's a good script, they're all for coming back. they're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do it, they need to hurry up and do it. There's been concept artwork done of it. It's been talked about so much, and that's what I want to see, a sequel to that movie. And I would be there opening weekend.
Yeah.
We've got $9.99 from Mexican Arman. Says, I'm subscribed with notifications set to all, and I'm a member, and I did not get a stream live notification. YouTube sucks. Don't know what to tell you, mate. YouTube does.
Well,
indeed.
it's not entirely true.
It's not a short, so they're not pushing it out.
Because we
No,
did
Well, I know,
cancel the original stream.
well, he wouldn't have got notification for that one, though. That's the other thing.
That's true.
He hasn't got one for any of them. So that's
Check
actually
your
even worse.
notifications.
2 streams he didn't get a notification for, if you think about it from that perspective.
Ah,
It's
okay.
even worse.
That's even worse.
Even worse. Yeah. So anyway, Nick Cage, absolute legend. This came in just as a bit of news. Daredevil Born Again to feature the return of John Bernthal as the Punisher, confirmed apparently.
Ooh.
Oh,
This is
I like
from-
John Bernthal's Punisher.
Yeah, it's fine. I think he's all right, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this is apparently confirmed by the Hollywood Reporter. John Bernthal is returning to his most punishing role. Fuck off. The actor will reprise Frank Castle, the Punisher. Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. That's for Daredevil Born Again. Bernthal joins Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio in the series, which begins shooting in New York. Also, apparently, Kristen Ritter is still rumored to appear in that as well.
So this is going to be a Disney Plus show, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Born Again is an 18-episode epic, apparently. That's a lot. That's one of their longest shows, isn't it? 18 episodes?
It's a lot of episodes. Normally they do 10 or less.
Yeah.
How many?
What?
18.
18.
Hey, I'm down.
That's more than Netflix. They do 14, don't they?
I don't remember. It's been a minute since I've watched it.
Well, Andor is going to be 24 at the end of the day. 2 seasons.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Season 1 and 2, though.
Yeah, someone's like, is in the chat is like, is that 2 seasons? 18.
No,
is all.
I don't think so.
It's the return to old television.
An 18-episode epic. Oh no, which come in 6 or 9 episodes per season. Sorry. No. I'm wrong. In a departure from other Marvel series, which are 6 or 9 episodes, this will be 18 episodes. Yeah, no. 18 episode season. What the fuck? Wow.
Man,
That's
they really
so
need
bizarre.
to. They really need to have their own identity away from those other shows. Those
Yeah.
other shows
Yeah,
are just
massively.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not going to, because we've already seen Daredevil's costume, saw it in She-Hulk.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of that shit.
Yeah. Even though he showed up, just distance yourself any more from the other shows in this,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So Bernthal and his co-stars were apparently done with Marvel. January 2021, Marvel boss Kevin Feige told the Hollywood Reporter he considered the Netflix characters to still be in play. And by the end of the year, Cox was revealed to have a cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home, went on to appear in She-Hulk, and then D'Onofrio appeared in Hawkeye. Apparently, Charlie Cox and D'Onofrio are key figures in Echo, which is apparently to set the stage for Born Again. So that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. What do we think? You guys seem to be pretty happy about this. I don't really care that much about him appearing in this. I'm not going to lie.
I like Daredevil and I like the Punisher series on Netflix. I thought they were good shows, but I wasn't like in love with them. You know, I'll definitely probably check it out and watch it, but I'm not like, super hyped for it. Like, I can't wait for this to come out, but I'll watch it. I haven't watched any of the other crap She-Hulk and all those other ones, but I would actually watch this.
Yeah, I'm a big Bernthal fan, so from Walking Dead to even his smaller roles you see him in for Sicario, to his Punisher. There's always something very interesting and very grounded and a little dangerous with him. So yeah.
And he's a real good guy. Like outside of just being an actor, just him as a person, he's a good guy.
I've heard
tons
that.
of interviews with him. And he's just a real down to earth, just good guy. Loved him in Fury.
You guys checked out his podcast?
No,
I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, pretty deep.
Yeah.
We didn't get to this. So Miss Zen has been a member for 13 months. Thank you so much. Martin Stallard has been a member for 23 months. Thank you so much. And what's this other thing you posted in there, Paulie?
That is from Cameron Pasha, and I wanted to just send it along. Just that's from one of his paragraphs out of his Patreon. I thought that was interesting.
Well, yeah,
I did not know that about Taika.
No, neither did I. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So so Nick, you gave me this. You wanted my opinion on this? What's the deal with it?
I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on. I saw this, and it looks like Hugh Jackman's bulking back up, getting ready for his role as Wolverine in Deadpool 3, and I just wanted to kind of get your take on this. 8,000 calories a day.
Unlikely.
Oh my god! Like, I would be twice the size I am right now. His workout regimen must be extreme.
Well, but that, I mean, that is unlikely. Hugh Jackman's quite short. No, is he tall or is he short? I can't remember.
Jackman, isn't he tall?
I think so.
Yeah, I can't remember the controversy. Oh, he's 6'3", so that might be true, actually.
Yeah.
So he's 6'3". 8,000
tall.
calories a day.
Over 8,000 a day. Like, that just seems insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, let me have a look. So Hugh Jackman is officially in Wolverine mode. The actor shared a photo of his daily meal plan. Bulking, a day in the life. Jackman wrote as a caption while showing a photo of the 6 meals he would eat in a given day. Thank you, Chef Mario, for helping me stay healthy and properly fed whilst becoming Wolverine. Jackman's meal include black bass, 2,000 calories. These meals are not. Those are not that much. Those meals don't take that much calories at all. Do we have the actual image of this? Can someone find the actual image? Because salmon, you'd have to eat a substantial amount of salmon to get to 2,000 calories. Chicken burgers are some of the leanest form of burgers you can eat. So 1,000 calories each is incredibly unlikely. Grass-fed sirloins, again, that's unlikely unless you're having, 1,100 calories each. That's unlikely unless they're huge, like actually huge. So that is quite unlikely.
It looks like for 5 ounces, for every 5 ounces of the Patagonia salmon is 320 calories. So that would be.
You have to eat a lot like that. Yeah. So he shared a picture of the actual meals, did he? Because they're not. Those don't look like that much, to be fair. Was this on Instagram? Was it? Oh, let's have a look.
Yeah, so that'd be like what, 31, a little over 31 ounces of salmon just for.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. Just from a pure weight and size perspective, that's not right. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it now. Hold on. That's it there.
So it looks like he's got somebody pre-making his meals.
Yeah, that's not that much. I mean, it says on it 2,000 calories, but it's not. It won't physically be that. I'll be very surprised if that's the case. I mean, he's tall, so he could easily bulk on that amount. But looking at the quantity there in the image, it's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
So, with what they're quoting calorie-wise, that doesn't really make any sense. Basically,
Let me ask you this: Is his age have anything to do with it as well?
well, his age would actually be of detriment,
Right.
Because I mean, he's going to be juicing for this anyway, right? Like that's kind of a given.
Yeah, that's a question I was going to ask because
Yeah,
I
well-
heard like I've heard literally like people who are trainers like say when you see these Hollywood actors just bulk up and all this stuff for a movie, they're all juicing, and if anyone tells you differently, they're lying.
Yeah, I mean, the likelihood is that, I mean, so just to differentiate the opinion on PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, let's not take anything away from the very clear work ethic that Hugh Jackman does have, right? Like we've seen him work out. We've seen his workouts. He really does put a lot of effort in. Of course he does. However, to eat 8,000 calories a day, what is he, like 60 odd now, isn't he? I think he's getting on a bit. If I remember rightly, like he's over 50. He is 54 years old, right? So yeah, I sort of aged him up a little bit. 54 years old. Testosterone will be on the decline. His metabolic rate, the basal metabolic rate, would be going down. His ability to burn body fat, so lipolysis, that's the body's fat burning process, plus also muscular growth, all those kind of things would be hugely hindered by his age. So to eat 8,000 calories a day at his age and not get massively fat, even given his height into account, it's going to be difficult. Like without juicing, that would be very difficult. So, I mean, what does he look like currently? I mean, he's always in pretty decent shape. So I'm just looking at his face. So the face is a giveaway on how someone's
it's like you said,
levels
right?
are, basically.
He's tall, so he's always been lean. And he's kind of had that like lean, athletic body, dancer singer type. And then with
but look at it, he's not even that much bigger than his trainer there.
Right.
The Greatest Showman, like he was skinny in that.
That's what I'm saying. Is that I think that's his natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, his natural state is quite a lithe individual.
Like,
I mean, maybe he's going to eat 8,000 calories a day, but I mean, if that is the case, like of course he's absolutely jacked up to the eyeballs.
Now, what's the difference between him and then the link I sent you with Jonathan Majors? Jonathan became a beast for Creed 3.
So what did you send here then? What does it say that he was? Where is it?
I didn't.
So it's workout routine to transform
it's just
his
workout
body.
routine.
So full list of exercises he did is not known, but he and trainer Mark Rhino Smith developed a plan that allowed him to build mass in the time leading up to it. So at one point included 2 sessions a day, one at 4 a.m. and another at 7:30 a.m. In addition to lifting weights, he sparred with professional boxers. So one. So that's a cardio weight split. That's pretty standard, to be fair. 4 a.m. and 7:30. I can believe that. That's pretty standard.
There's the diet plan. Yeah.
So here we go. Diet plan. So he would eat a lot of chicken and rice. That's pretty standard. Turkey and rice, pretty standard. Lean meats, basically. Beef and rice, yeah. It's fairly common. Yeah, I mean, so that's pretty standard. 6 times a day, that's pretty standard. Does it actually have what he actually ate? How long did he train for? 6 months.
I was getting there to say, I'm guessing it's probably at least 6 months.
I mean, 6 months is a standard PED. cycle. Like you could do probably 2 in that, maybe push 1 long one, I guess.
Well, they
Depending on
6
what
weeks
you're
at a
doing.
time, or
Well, no, not really. There's many different methodologies behind exogenous hormone use, but you could do a blast and cruise, which is just staying on permanently and pushing for a certain amount of time, and you stay on for the whole length of time basically for that, and then come off and blast yourself with loads of other hormones to fix everything. So I mean, all of this is, I mean, yeah. So he's pretty small there, wasn't he? But he's always been.
He's
He's always
lean.
had musculature.
Sure, but like, yeah, it's just pretty wiry before.
he put on a lot of. He bulked up and put on a lot of weight because I think he's always been kind of a lean, muscular.
Yeah.
You know, he's had muscle, but he's been lean.
Yeah, but never underestimate. So, so how to phrase this in a way which sounds right? There are certain ethnicities which are more predisposed to heavy
It's
musculature
genetics.
than others.
Yeah.
But black people tend to have higher rates of testosterone than the Western world, white people do, right? That's just a fact. So never underestimate that. He may not have even needed to go on anything, but yeah, I don't know really. Hey, who knows? Who knows? But that's the other thing is when you look at Hugh Jackman, for instance, he's not like well, he's 6 foot testosterone, maybe. I just look at this. I just don't believe this is 8,000 calories.
Right.
I eat from a physical look perspective, I eat about the same as that. And I'm not eating that. I'm not eating anywhere near that. So I just don't believe that that's 8,000 calories. In quantity, it doesn't make sense unless there's so much fat in it. Then it would make sense because it's calorically dense.
Is that one meal for him right there? Is that all day?
No, that's his day's meals. That's daily. 8,000 calories, apparently. Unless that's poured up with fat, it's just not going to be. I just don't believe it. Anyway, interesting. Interested.
Yeah. All for the role.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm keen to see him back in the role. It'll be interesting to see.
That's for Deadpool, right?
Yeah, Deadpool 3.
Yeah, it's for Deadpool. I just don't. Yeah.
One of the few Marvel films I'm actually looking forward to seeing.
I mean,
well, apparently, even in this article, actually, sorry.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors ate 6,000 calories for 4 months in order to play a bodybuilder in his buzzy Sundance movie Magazine Dreams. So what's that? What does he look like in that then?
There's a photo of him in the one. It's in the article I sent you, and it's his profile shot of his body, and he's just like in a little.
Yeah, piece. I mean that's how he looked. That's what he looked like in Creed, basically.
Creed, basically, but maybe even a little more, supposedly.
But well, he looks a bit leaner, actually, more than anything.
So.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way that I believe that is 8,000 calories, unless it's laced with fat. Which, yeah, it would be then, because that's easy. Because I mean,
okay, so
pour olive oil on everything and coconut oil and stuff, and yeah, you could pile in the calories there.
So,
but I don't know.
So, Nate, let me ask you this. So, Hugh Jackman was 54 now. He's getting ready, probably to do his last Wolverine. He did his first Wolverine over almost 25 years ago?
Yeah, a long time now.
Was that 2001?
Jeez.
Long time.
We're talking 10, 20, over 20 years ago. So, and he would have been.
No?
When was the first X-Men?
2006.
No.
Oh, no. 2000, July 14th of 2000.
Late 90s, he's filming that.
Yeah.
So that's at least 23 years. He was what, 30? Just hit 30?
Yeah, I mean, to continuously improving and gaining musculature at that rate for that length of time and to that age. Yeah, I mean, at certain like late 30s, your natural hormones would be on the decline. He'd be on stuff by that point for sure.
Is
Um,
there any truth into like muscle memory stuff? Like if you were at that size at one point in time, it's easier to get back to that?
No, well, so yes and no. So you can never grow. So unless you're taking human growth hormone, you can never grow brand new muscular tissue, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are born with a certain amount of muscular fibers within the body. And all that training does, hypertrophy, is access muscle fibers and activate them and enlarge them. That's the mechanism of gaining muscle, getting bigger, is just activating muscular fibers and growing. Now, so in that vein, once you reach a certain point, and if you were to stop training, you do have muscle memory, and it would be easier to get some of it back, not all of it, because then you're fighting a losing battle with your hormones as age occurs.
Mm-hmm.
So would you be able to get it straight back there? No. Without any assistance, PEDs, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Because at a certain point, there's the law of diminishing returns, right? Like you don't have the same hormones as you do in your 20s when you reach your 30s. It's just not the same thing. Testosterone starts to decline from mid-20s onwards from there, and then just goes down, and you're just fighting a losing battle against the progress of age. Now, so yeah, like there is muscle memory, and you'd still be able to get a good physique once you've had a good physique. But there's also like it's very similar to yo-yo dieting, for instance, right? Like people yo-yo diet all the time. It's really bad for you. A similar kind of thing with this, like you sort of jacking up, getting huge, and then losing all your muscle, then getting huge again. Like it doesn't. At a certain point, you're never going to get back to where you were because hormones won't facilitate that growth, basically. So, I mean, the end result is, and I'm not condemning the man for using PEDs. None of this is a condemnation. Women, for instance, there's no stigma around women taking things, HRT, hormone replacement therapy, once they reach menopause and things like that, right? To level themselves out. There's no stigma around that, but when men go on TRT and things like that, there's a huge stigma surrounding it. I always find that to be a very weird, contradictory element. Hormone control can be very, very beneficial to you in later life. And obviously, this isn't hormone control, but I'm just trying to liken it to something to show that I'm not trying to stigmatize the man for being on PEDs. It's pretty evident he would be on PEDs for sure. But yeah, like still good on him. I'd imagine he's probably going to be on growth hormone as well, because he's been gaining muscular tissue. Like that's pretty evident by how he's been looking more and more. Like it looks like he's gaining muscular tissue. So I don't know. I don't really have much else to say on that now, unless anyone the questions, I guess, sort of rambling to it. I don't know what people find.
That was good.
This is my area of expertise, isn't it? So
yeah, it is.
To me, I don't know whether some people find this stuff interesting or not, and I'll just ramble until the cows come home. I don't know, and then I'll realize how long I've spoke for and gone, oh, I'm going to stop now because I'm boring people.
Yeah, he I'll be surprised if he gets back to this size right here. I just shared my screen, and this was from.
I bet you anything. I'll bet you anything he'll be bigger.
Really? Okay.
Bigger and leaner. I bet you anything. I bet you anything now he will be bigger and leaner.
Because he was pretty ripped in that.
He's very ripped. Like that. That's bodybuilder level. That's yeah. He could stand on a stage as a bodybuilder though, for sure. In that level of conditioning, he could do bodybuilding, fitness modeling, that sort of stuff. Like that's that level of condition that he's got, for sure.
How long does it take to get into that condition?
Not as long as you think. Like you get in that level of condition in like 3 months, realistically, with like a really strict diet for sure.
I need to get on a workout routine.
Little by little.
Yeah, the stretching I do with Paulie is really helping.
Well, this is I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. I'm throwing the wrong thing around. This is me this morning.
I saw that vasculinity.
Oh wow.
Vasculinity.
Oh, hello, vascularity, my old friend. But you see what I say? Just to compare, obviously, with the Hugh Jackman level of condition, right? Like I'm prepping for a bodybuilding contest now.
Right.
You know, you have to be absolutely shredded, just shredded to the bone.
Well, yeah, and it's like what is the goal, right? And it's to be in a bodybuilding competition. That's your goal.
This was my little reference to DBZ. This isn't even my final form. Oh dear. Anyway, I thought it was funny. But yeah, but I honestly, like you heard it here first. I reckon he will be bigger than he was in what was that, Logan, or what was it? No, not Logan. What was that movie that you shared him in?
Oh, the Wolverine origin story.
Yeah. I reckon he'll be leaner than that and bigger than that. About the same leanness. I reckon he'll be bigger though. If he's really doing what he says he's doing, he's eating 8,000 calories a day and he's prepping now for a film which is shooting in like God knows what. I don't even know when it's shooting, but it'll be shooting in a long time. He'll be bigger and leaner. So yeah.
Van Damme and Kickboxer. If I could be any size, that's what size I'd want to be. He was freaking.
Oh, it's Days of Future Past, Melina says.
Was that Days of Futures Past?
Yeah, because they went back. That was his past self, wasn't it? He woke up in his past self.
Oh yeah, it was. Okay, I thought that was him in when he was in Japan.
Yes. No, that was such a that was a bad film. Mr. Esquire sent another super chat. Thank you so much. Says H, if you look at X-Men 2000, Hugh looks lean. In Days of Future Past, he looks next level ripped. He claims it's natural. Yeah, well, precisely. So that's what we're talking about here, isn't it? Is that
they all say it's natural.
Yeah, I mean they have to. This is the thing; they have to. And the thing is, as well, right? Is because I will never address whether I'm natural or on PEDs or anything like that. And the reason why is, one, it's not relevant to anything, but two, if you're asking that question, you already have a preconceived notion of what you think. You think I am on stuff. So I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. If you ask that question, the preconceived outcome is, yeah, you're definitely on stuff. Like, you need to admit it. That's why you're asking. You're not asking for any other purpose than that. There's no commentary on what I actually look like, how long I've been. Most people would go, oh, that looks great. How long have you been training? What's your diet like? All these other things. But if you jump to, well, what are you on? That's because you think I'm on something. And at that point, you already have your mind's made up. There's no point addressing it. There's literally no point addressing it. And so these people are kind of, one, he's an actor. Like, he has to say it. He's damned if you do. And he can't say he's on stuff. Like, you just wouldn't be allowed. The only person that got away with that was Sylvester Stallone, because he had human growth hormone taken off him when he was in Australia. Yeah. But that was pretty obvious anyway, that he was on stuff, because his hands were growing. Human growth hormone grows your hands. And like your skull and your feet and stuff like that. It changes your bone structure. But it's just, like, I get it. I get why people don't bother addressing it. The thing is that he's made the mistake of saying he's natural. He just shouldn't address it, because people have a preconceived notion of whether he's on stuff or not. I mean, we've just spent time talking about it, right? So you just shouldn't address it. You should just be like, yeah, I do this. I just train. You shouldn't say yes or no. You just should leave it, because no one will believe you regardless. If they're asking the question, no one will believe you regardless. And also, so like, for argument's sake, you know, like people see this, and people are even commented on here, like, oh yeah, well, you're on stuff then. And no one's gone, well, how long have you been training for? I've been training for well over 2 decades. It's a long fucking time to be training, mate. You think this is built in a day? Like, Christ alive. It's a long time. You know, people forget that it takes so long to achieve a certain thing. But anyway, we're digressing here.
No, I mean,
I just wanted to share that picture again. I was very pleased.
I think it goes kind of all ties into with John Wick and all the martial arts actors. I mean, it takes so much work in different fields. I mean, you know, it takes years.
Yeah, massively.
You know what these guys are doing in 3 to 6 months. That's insane, and you know, it's a lot.
Yeah. Excuse me. So we got some spoilers for 65 now, which is the Adam Driver movie dropping on Friday, which I absolutely cannot wait for. I'm really looking forward to that film.
When are you going?
A Friday, literally Friday. I'm going to watch it. Yeah. So I do my review on Friday. Are you going Thursday? I don't. There's no cinema near me that does Thursday night previews, unfortunately.
This Thursday I'm doing Scream. Then I got a break, and then and then 65 with Chris Gore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm not rushing out to watch Scream. I didn't like the last one, so I'm not rushing out to watch this.
I
will watch it this weekend.
I'm definitely going more to review it for sure.
Yeah.
Is Nev Campbell in this one, or any of the people from the original?
No, Neve says no. She's not.
No,
apparently.
I think Courtney is. I can't remember. I don't know.
Why? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That is the aim. I'm standing on stage in bodybuilding in 13 weeks.
Wow.
June 10th. I think it's about 13 weeks. So
you gotta wear a Speedo when you do that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You got to be tanned up as well. Got to look all like Tangerine Man. It's my superhero name, Tangerine Man.
The guys put junk in their Speedo to increase their package size.
I have heard. No, I have heard people do that. Yeah, I have. Yeah. I have honestly heard people do that. Yeah. I myself don't need to. So just you know, I shared a photo before. People were like I just shared I'm not getting into this conversation. I'm not getting into this conversation.
Right off onto the dirt road, onto the off the.
I shared a picture of of my abs. Like I was just like, you know, shut up abs in the gym, and I'm just wearing like knit, like tracksuit bottoms, right? Like, cause I'm in my gym, my home gym, my garage. I just train at home in my garage. That's where that physique is built. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just showing my abs. And loads of people kept talking about my dick. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? People were like, Midnight Thunder's on show. I'm like, what the fuck? Someone was like, did you give the little fella a slap before you took this photo? I'm like, whoa. And I looked and I was like, God. I'm like, no, that's literally just my penis. Like, fucking stop looking at my junk, you weirdos.
Wow.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
Very, very bizarre.
That's the internet for you.
God, yeah, that's the Mr. Speckle stream. So you know,
outrageous. Just I deleted it. It was on my community tab, so I'm deleting that. Madness, bizarre.
Your community tab.
Very,
is that what they call it?
It was community. Yeah. It's just anyway. But yes, people do put socks down their speedos sometimes, apparently. But there's a reason why people tan up on stage as well. So, because people always look at it and go, why are you tanning up? That's fucking weird. There is actually a reason. So underneath the stage lights, it's so bright. Even black people have to tan up, right? It is so bright that you don't see any muscle. You don't see anything. There's no muscular separation. There's nothing. You get really washed out. So even black people have to put a tan on, believe it or not. So it's one of those misconceptions. People are like, that's fucking weird, blah, 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 blah. But if you know, and you go, oh, that makes sense.
So do you do a spray tan, or do you actually go to the tanning bed?
So, I don't do tanning beds. No. You get that's just cancer. I'm not interested in that shit. No, so it's a special tan. It's very specific, 4-stage. You have to put a very specific tan on. That it's again like you look blacker than black. Like you come out. You know, you'll look like yeah, like you've been in the Sahara Desert, you know,
Does it just
crucifying
wash
yourself.
off afterwards, or
Nah, man, nah. I will look tanned up for a little bit on videos. I'm gonna look like a dickhead for a little bit. Or you
I
can
can't wait for
scrub so
that.
much. Well, you can scrub so much it it hurts yourself. There is
Yeah.
that, and you can get it off that way. I think I don't. I mean, you got to remember it's been a really long time since I competed. I haven't stood on stage for a very long time, and they may have changed it a little bit. They may have changed it. I don't know if there's a different formula or there's a substance you can put on that might wash it off a bit quicker now. But last time I compared, like, and it's not good. Like, it stains everything.
Yeah.
Stains everything. It's a nightmare. It's not fun. Yeah, I'll look like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, it's
oh my
good.
God.
Mike Scott, before we will get on to the next topic, I promise. Mike Scott says, Nate, are you going to do any kind of video about the journey, diet, exercise routines, beginning, ending, physique, all of that? So this is a common question whenever I talk about these kind of things. Is why not? So I have taken a lot of photos of myself because I have to, in various lighting and things like that, to see how I'm coming in, like, you know, how things are dropping in and stuff. So I may do before and after photos. But the thing is that I technically started this like last year, so it's not like a set time period. So I'll probably share a photo from last year of how I looked versus on stage, and then some during the process. But will I do a video on it, on the diet and the exercise? No, because it's literally not interesting. It is the most boring stuff you will ever hear in your life. There's even people talking about it in the chat now, carnivore diet and all this and keto and all this kind of stuff. I have the most basic diet possible because basic just works. My training is really basic. That's not exciting, and it stays the same. So you'd see one video on it, and it's not going to change. It's going to be exactly the same because you have to keep variables controlled. So nothing actually changes. It all stays exactly the same. You just make tiny little adjustments here and there. Like, I'm just slowly reducing rice. That's literally all I'm doing is slowly reducing rice, which I've actually not now. I'm staying the same on my intake for a little bit because I've been losing like a kilo a week. I've lost 10 kilos. Like, I've lost a lot of weight. Yeah. Wow. Like, man, honestly, like, I'm really happy with how I look. Like, I right now at 13 weeks out, I look like I did last time on stage.
So you're leaning up, not bulking up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just leaning down. Like, I weigh normally about 100 kilos, give or take. I'm sitting now about 87 kilos. So I started reducing stuff last year. So I was sitting around sort of 95-ish, you know, give or take a few kilos here or there. Mark, that was just how I was sitting. And I looked, and I was fine. I was healthy. It was all good. And now I'm sitting about 87 kilos. Which loads of people, so my height, I'm like 5'10", 5'11". So I'm not massive, not huge, but not like a midget either.
No.
What? Well, no, because it puts it in perspective when you say weight, when you know someone's height, basically.
Yeah, no, you're on it.
But yeah, you just diet down. That's literally it. But it's not that interesting. So you guys would not find it interesting. The workouts are not exciting because I'm not gaining any strength. In fact, I'm losing strength. So again, it's not exciting. It's really boring, guys. Like, it's not. Loads of people try and reinvent the wheel when they do these things, and that, like the carnivore diet, I don't believe in that. I fucking hate that stuff. I think it's garbage. You know, sure, you like it, whatever. There's no evidence you can tell me from peer-reviewed studies where I'll go, yeah, I agree with this in any way, shape, or form. And it's also not a diet. Like, it's not something which is sustainable. My diet is what I eat year round anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, same stuff I eat normally. Nothing's changed. I'm just reducing things. So it's not weird, crazy, fancy. It's just the same stuff. And I'm just slowly reducing bits and pieces here and there, you know, like sure, you want to do a carnivore diet, fine, but you're not going to do that for the rest of your life. And if you do, you'll be miserable as fuck.
So before you go to the next,
We will get
subject,
there.
we will get there. But I did have some to share. I have another quiz for you in your best Latin accent.
Yeah.
If you want to take a stab at it, Nate. If you want to read
This.
from the top,
Juan,
from left. Go ahead.
Juan Solo,
Mhm.
Archulito,
No.
Princess Lola,
And then the bottom.
Esther Juaz. No. Oh, fuck off.
Nick, you want to try it?
Juan Solo, Arthur Dio, Princess Lola, Estor Wars, Proximamente.
Okay.
Oh, you've got the bottom one in there.
Okay, so let's here we go. You got repeat after me, Nate, if you don't mind.
Okay, yes.
All right, here we go. Juan Solo,
Juan Solo.
Arturito,
What?
Arturito,
what? Say again.
Arturito,
Arturito.
Princess Lola.
Yeah, I got that one.
You got that one.
Lola.
Okay, the big one is Star Wars.
What?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Like, don't. Look, I'm Latinx. Okay, don't.
Well, my favorite one is Arturito because that's like really like is giving. Yeah, no, I am giving it the Mexican Chicano. You know, it's not. That's Nicky's getting on me. Not all.
It's fine. Paulie can.
Yeah.
Paulie can join us over on the Latinx table.
Yeah.
He can lose his Latin card and he can become Latinx.
Yeah, we're getting ready for the Latinx slant, so we're just gathering content. So there you go.
Oh, dear, That's absolute gold. Love it.
This is better entertainment than most of the Star Wars stuff that Disney's coming out with.
Yeah.
You need to get Nick to repeat it after you as well.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Are you ready, Nick?
Shoot.
Juan Solo,
Juan Solo,
Arturito,
Arturito.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
It should be Princesa, so we'll go Princesa Lola.
Princesa Lola.
Star Wars.
Why do you sound sleepy, Nick?
Star Wars.
Yeah, he does. He sounds very like, you know, like very sleepy, kind of like. Very
I just woke up. I go to sleep now.
Yeah. That, you know, you're gonna give Mexican Iron Man a run for his money.
Luis Vieira says that's Juan Cholo.
Yeah, it really is. In the picture, it really is. Yeah.
Oh, that's gold.
I want that shirt though. I want that shirt just to say Star Wars.
Oh, that's absolute gold.
Yeah.
Love it.
There you go.
That is brilliant. I'm all about that. Nick makes his voice low and Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Absolutely. Oh, that's so good. Right. Okay, next topic. Spoilers for 65, but not really spoilers. I think it's more conversational piece. I don't think anyone's going to find this to be massive spoilers because I don't think it's something they're going to really explore in the film. But I think it's a conversation piece rather than a spoiler. So I'm happy. I was happy to find this out and talk about it on the channel. But I'll give you guys. Do you want to talk about this or not? Do you care?
Yeah, 65 looks interesting.
Okay. Would you care that we're gonna talk spoilers now?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, anyone in the chat, if you don't want any spoilers at all, just click off for like 10 minutes. But I know this, and I've already spoken about this. I don't think it's a spoiler because I don't think it's something they're going to have time to explore in the movie, and you'll see why. And that's why I think it's cool as a conversation piece. Cool, that out the way. So we know in the trailer, it's like, 65 million years ago, humans discovered Earth, right?
Mhm.
So you're like, is it time travel? What's going on? Well, Adam Driver just comes out with it in an interview with Digital Spy. He goes, there's no time travel, but telling a world that existed parallel 65 million years ago, it seemed like a really big concept movie with just enough room to do something emotional and family oriented about two people who had lost each other. I think that's a really cool concept.
So it's basically humans discovered Earth by landing here with their technology, and then they got stuck here and then just populated the planet.
No.
No?
No. So the thing I took from that, right, is that it's saying that there is another Earth, a planet like Earth, which runs parallel to planet Earth 65 million years ago.
Right.
Okay.
That's how.
And they're traversing the galaxy. They're traversing the universe. They're already humans. They're already, busy doing their thing. They're already established. They're already technologically savvy. And so rather than having time travel or anything like that, or ancient aliens, although that could be part of it, the ancient aliens element, it's saying, hey, this is, it's a world that existed parallel 65 million years ago. So it's an evolutionary parallel planet to Earth, basically, that just continued on. I think that's really cool. As a concept, I think it's cool. I don't think they're going to have time to explore it, but I think that's a cool concept. I don't think it's feasible by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's cool.
So the fact that he mentions it, he obviously knows that's the story. So I'm guessing that it'll at least be mentioned or explained somewhat in the film, even though they might not be able to deep dive into it.
I don't know.
I don't know how they would, though.
Just like, whatever. But this is what I mean. This is why I'm like, it's not a spoiler. I don't think you're going to be able to go into it, really. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. But one thing I also liked about this. One thing I liked about this is it's nice. He said it's nice to do something big that a lot of people can go to, where a major theme about it is that we're all experiencing this thing and come from completely different parts of the world and different times in our lives. And we're having to face this thing that no one is really prepared for. So the metaphor was obvious. But I always liked movies of all sorts of budgets and all sizes. That, to me, is what cinema is. This seemed unique and weird. I like the fact he's really careful about the movies he chooses to do. So with what he's saying, plus the movie itself, I'm like, oh yeah, he's clearly seen something in this that he finds to be very interesting. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I just saw it. I was like, it's cool.
Yeah. I think it's a cool concept, and like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing the movie.
Are you going to go to the cinema to see it, though?
Oh.
What was that, Nate?
Are you going to go to the cinema to see it, though?
Oh, yeah. It definitely is one of those films that I think you want to go see that in the theater, for sure.
Yeah. I'm amazed.
Dinosaurs, sci-fi.
Oh, I'm game for it. There's been some negative reviews, though. But let me get them, because the reviews, as negative as they are, to me, are all things that I don't really care about. Yeah, they're all things that I'm like fine about. I'm
okay,
like,
what are they saying?
I haven't seen any of the reviews on it.
Bunch of clowns. Payasos, man. I don't care about. I really don't. But I'll I mean, these guys were.
So 65 review could have been a cheeky sci-fi dinosaur film. Instead, it's a meteoric flop. Right from the outset, the premise to 65 seems so outrageous that it might actually be good. After all, who doesn't want to watch Adam Driver dash across a prehistoric Earth blasting dinosaurs with a sonic rifle? Unfortunately, the film quickly flatlines due to its grave tone. Yeah, I want that. I want a fucking grave tone.
You would think it would be a grave tone anyways, just from the trailer and from the concept of them crash landing on a planet that they're obviously not familiar with.
Yeah.
What other tone would you expect?
The trailer gave me grave tones.
Yeah.
Heavy-handed delivery, of worn science fiction tropes, I'm happy with that. I don't care. I don't want him to reinvent the wheel with this. I just want him blasting. I literally just want to see him blasting dinosaurs.
I mean, are there science fiction films out today that don't have science fiction tropes in it? I mean, it's kind of a given to me, I would think.
Yeah,
They're going to be
nothing's
there in some
entirely
way,
original,
shape, or
no.
form.
This writer's an idiot.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't even like sci-fi.
Exactly. And then they say the inability to lean into its preposterous plot. No, it doesn't have to lean into it. They don't need, like, they can just exist in the world and the world be preposterous around them. They don't, what?
Preposterous.
Yeah. What could have been a great popcorn
plot.
flick ends up being an overproduced and derivative 90 minutes with a cast too stellar for the film's own good. But I don't care that it's going to be derivative. Like, that to me sounds fine because I just want to see Adam Driver shoot dinosaurs.
I mean, Peter Pan's a preposterous plot.
Yeah. Oh, it gets worse.
Along
this
with so many other movies, but whatever.
This review is so dumb, honestly. So don't worry. This isn't Planet of the Apes type twist, and we haven't given anything away. The film makes clear from the beginning that the strange and uncharted planet that Mills' ship crashes to is Earth. While it's probably a good thing that 65 didn't keep its location a secret for... It's literally in the fucking trailer, idiot. The fact that it's revealed in a text that the start of the film is a bit callow. How else are they going to say it? Oh, we're crash landing on planet Earth. Then you would just rag on them for doing exposition, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd think.
You can't please some of these people. Anyway, we have to toil through 10 minutes of arduous exposition. Well, there you go then. So how would they have explained that they were crash landing on Earth without you being upset? Oh, Mr. Reviewer, huh? Here's the exposition. Mills is on a beach on his home planet with his wife, Aaliyah, and daughter, Naveen. We learn that the astronaut is taking up a 2-year expeditionary mission with the aim of paying for a treatment that could save his daughter's life. Further details of her sickness aren't disclosed, but that doesn't take away from the plot. This fact could easily have been revealed later in the film through one of the many scenes where Mills is watching old messages from his family on mobile holographic technology. A more exciting beginning, and one that would have added a much-needed layer of mystery, would have been to simply start off where he wakes up as his ship is on the verge of being bombarded by a cluster of unmapped asteroids that send him off course and onto Earth. No, I don't mind that as an opener. I think that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, they use this to hate on the film even more. The impact kills almost all of the ship's passengers, save for a young girl, Koa, portrayed by Ariana Greenblatt. Koa is every bit the archetypal, doe-eyed, silent companion with which sci-fi is replete. I don't need every character to be amazing. I'm happy that she's doe-eyed, silent. It gives Adam Driver, the better actor, the stage. That's fine. She speaks a language that Mills doesn't understand and ends up only parroting a few words here and there. Really, she seems to exist only as a foil to Driver's character, giving him a reason to find an escape shuttle that went astray as his ship plummeted towards Earth and helping him come to terms with the loss of his daughter. Well, there you go, dumbass. You've literally explained why they opened the film in the way that they did. Because of his daughter. And he then relates this girl to his daughter. None of this sounds bad to me. Does it sound bad to you? Because I read this and I was like, this sounds good. I'm fine with this.
No, just from that last part that he was talking about, the reviewer, it just reminds me of Daphne Keane playing X-23 in Logan.
Exactly.
Which was fine. Nobody had an issue with that. So, this reviewer obviously is not a fan of sci-fi films and probably is just a bad reviewer for this type of content.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go see it.
Oh, massively. So am I. And they say there's no Spielberg sense of awe or terror.
Does there need to be?
When we first come across the dinosaurs, the special effects are nothing to write home about either. Well, we've seen them in the trailer. They look pretty good. And I don't care about awe. and like this isn't Jurassic Park. Like we've all seen dinosaurs on screen now. Jurassic Park came out at a time where that was unheard of. Like you just never saw something like that. We have seen it done so much now that you're not gonna get that sense of awe. You just can't. The Jurassic World has tried to recapture that, and they've been unable to. So to say that this $90 million movie didn't do it, oh, I'm sorry. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm fine with that. Just so I don't get it. Anyone?
Yeah.
And they even say that some of the dinosaur encounters are fun.
It's sort of like when they started deep fake. You know, it was just like, oh wow, you get that awe, but then after a while, it's like, oh yeah, it's just another deep fake. You know,
yeah,
we've had so much of this in the past. It's not gonna.
I just want an R-rated version of it. You know, I want an adult version of dinosaurs on screen, which this sounds like that is, which I'm fine about. I don't know. Bad reviews or not, I think this still sounds fine to me.
Yeah, same.
I'm happy with this. Paulie?
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell someone has an agenda in their writing right away. You know, and those things that they're pointing out as to why this character isn't, it has nothing to do with part of the story, because the story's not about her, this little girl. It's about Adam Driver as the main, you know, character. Sorry, it's not a woman, guys. It's not Stunning and Brave. And this person probably just doesn't even like and doesn't understand or get science fiction.
I just, to me, like that sounds exactly what I was expecting. that sounds like this film will meet my expectations quite nicely, quite frankly. I'm just like, yeah, that sounds just what I wanted.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound bad. I don't think it sounds bad anyway. Whatever. Yeah. The reviewer sounds like a downer. We'll find out for ourselves on Friday. Exactly. It does sound like a downer, doesn't it?
I mean, it looks amazing. Adam looks in it 100%. And I'll be there. I'll be there for both of them this Thursday.
I can't wait to see him launch the ship on the big screen with the good speakers. Sounds so good. The trailer for that, love it.
I'll be curious to hear Paulie's out of theater review of it come Thursday.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it out, and especially with Scream 6 coming out as well. You know,
Adam Driver's the hottest, ugliest motherfucker.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh dear. I can't wait for it. I think it's gonna be good. It's good in a popcorn flick way. It's what I wanted. That sounds like it is what I wanted it to be. So I'm happy. Yeah, I'm
gonna be shocked if Nate comes out and is like, "Oh my god, that movie sucked balls."
Like I'm fine with like 10 minutes at the start setting the scene. I'm fine with that. I don't see what the issue is. They're like, oh, we could do it later in the film. Yes, so what? Like, no, I don't get it. Whatever. I'm excited for this. It's gonna be good. Speaking of which, are you watching both of them on Thursday?
Yeah, it's just the way that it's working out. Thursday afternoon.
Well, you won't be around for.
Yeah.
We don't even know if you're streaming on Thursday.
No, I will. It's I'm doing 5 p.m. and then 7:30 p.m. the movies.
I don't know what time it is.
So it'll be
because this stream starts at 1:00 in the afternoon for Paulie, right?
Right. So I would have more than 2 hours before I had to head on down there. If we end it like right now, I would have it like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, also Nick, we're actually thinking of doing this a bit earlier on a Thursday because the Critical Drinker streams on Thursday as well. I didn't realize.
So. All right. Yeah, that's fine with me. The only thing is, like on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll have to bounce out for a few while I do my work meetings.
Oh no, only earlier on Thursday, I think. I think Tuesday stay the same because
okay.
No one else streams on a Tuesday, but Thursdays.
All right, then
literally at exactly the same
Thursday
time.
I would be good.
Oh, okay, well that might work then. There you go, Paulie.
There you go.
Thursday might work.
I think so. I think we go a little earlier because it's dead Thursday mornings, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. Well, Thursday. Because
I won't change Tuesday because I still need to do stuff as well.
Don't, because it looks like Nerdrotic, what they do ends around the time we start. So
we've never had much of a crossover with them because people don't. Their format's completely different. They tend to, it's like a free for all, so people don't. We don't cross pollinate. People like this and people like that, and then they stay there.
Okay,
people stay here. From feedback, I mean, you guys can correct me in the chat. I don't know, but from feedback from what I've gotten, there tends to not be a cross pollination because it's a completely different format.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't like the sort of ranting about stuff, which tends to happen over there. Apparently, calm down.
Allegedly.
This is from feedback, not from me. I don't watch other people's channels. I don't have the time. I'm always in the gym. I don't spend that long in the gym, actually. But
Do you watch videos when you work out or listen to music?
So I watch when I'm doing my cardio. I watch car channels or like a food travel channel, and then I'm working out. I just listen to music. So,
what's your favorite band to listen to?
I listen to super chilled stuff when I'm working out, like proper chilled stuff, mega chilled stuff. So like I listen to Bonobo, which is like lo-fi sort of stuff. I listen to Cannons, which is like, I don't know what you classify that as, but love that stuff. Listen to Gunship, The Midnight, just pretty chilled out stuff, to be fair.
So it's not like heavy, like Rage Against the Machine, Tool.
No, don't need it. Never
needed that Rocky
stuff
4 soundtrack.
Never needed that kind of stuff. I just listen to music which I like.
Yeah.
Because then I can focus, you know. I don't need, so it's just music that I like, so I can focus on the sort of, you know, the workout at hand. So yeah, so that's it. There is a redirect actually for the after pie, buddy.
Oh,
which is starting now, isn't it? So that you need to go, right?
No, I don't need to go.
Oh, all right then.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just listen to just.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about our workouts. The jumping rope, and before I start any type of the martial arts stuff, like it's got to be an uplifting beat because I want to get my heart rate going. So, you know, usually like some like nice Caribbean cumbia that's fast. Gets me going because it's also the same repetitive beat, and the singing will tend to be the same. You know, they'll repeat what they're saying, so that I like that as well. Nothing complicated as far as like singing or anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't mind like. Yeah, I don't mind singing. To be fair, when I'm working out, like Cannons Cannons, you know, as a lead vocalist and stuff. But again, it's just got catchy beats. I like catchy beats. So
catchy beats.
Yeah, I find like, I don't need to get riled up to work out. That doesn't do it for me. I don't like that. I don't like being. I don't like the feeling of being riled up. Like as much as like you know, people think that I rant here on the channel every now and then. That's not being riled up. That's some of that is for comedic intent. You know, like it's very controlled. it's very, very rare. I don't think I've ever actually properly ranted here on the channel.
We need a
Maybe
good proper
once
rant
or
from you
twice.
one day, Nate.
No, like it's just expletive after expletive, and like, I mean, it's pretty brutal. Like, I'm not, I'm not nasty with it, but I see things very black and white. So, if you catch me in a bit of a rant, like it's not particularly. Well, I mean, it can be like an actual rant where you're properly losing control. It's not massively pleasant. I don't, that kind of stuff. You should never really do that public. We all rant every now and then to ourselves, but those kind of things should be behind closed doors because you shouldn't unnecessarily upset people. Not right. Like the discussion earlier on obesity, for instance. There was a lot of comedic elements thrown in there, but then also some genuine facts. Truths. But there was never anything. There was never anything that was thrown in there with like malicious intent, and when you lose control in a rant, like a nasty, like there tends to be malicious intent with things like that, and there's just no reason to do that publicly. I don't think. I think the closest thing I will come to a rant is about a movie, for instance. So like I used to do those things called group therapies, which is I'd watch a movie or a series and I'd come on and do a live stream. And it was a group therapy session for anyone that had watched it and wants to, rant about it together. I did one for The Rise of Skywalker, and it was that was the first one I'd ever done. And I just had this idea when I was driving home. I was like, fuck this film. Like, fuck this film in the ass. What an absolute waste of fucking time that was. Garbage. So I streamed that then. And that was, that had massive malicious intent, but you're directing it towards a movie. So you're not going to harm anyone there. And that's fine. Like that's okay. There's no reason to intentionally hurt people.
Oh.
I don't think anyway.
Although when we got out of Namor, I thought Mexican Iron Man was going to hurt someone with his rant.
He's going to swim down to Atlantis or whatever it is that
he's going to swim down to Disney.
Mike can get pretty animated for sure.
Super funny.
I mean, at that point when he started and he really started in, I just made him big and I just took myself off because I'm like, it's all you, brother.
Spin your wheels.
I mean, yeah, it was great. And then I just followed it up. I followed it before and I followed it up. So.
Yeah. For movies, about movies and things like that, like definitely, like rants are great. Very, because they tap into the raw emotion that a lot of people will be feeling exactly the same. Yep. So and that is why the group therapies work so well.
Yeah,
they're great. They're really good fun. They're really, really good fun. Yeah. So just as an FYI, ladies and
did we decide Thursday earlier?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I need to look at my calendar and then I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, it's probably likely. Whether it's this week or starting next week, it will probably be. So, ladies and gents, Thursday streams will be earlier. There will basically be a morning stream. Whether it's this week or next week, they will be earlier. Just because other people are streaming at the same time, very similar format. We don't want to overlap. I'd like you guys to want to watch. You guys don't have to. You don't have to choose, right? Like I'm aware of it, and I don't want you guys to choose, so you don't have to. We'll change things.
I work nights, so depending on how early you go.
No, like 2 hours earlier than normal.
2 hours earlier.
2-3 hours.
Okay. So like
nothing crazy, man. Okay. Literally 2-3 hours earlier.
So yeah, I'll probably just been up or just be getting up.
You're just getting up, so we'll have to rework our session, but that's fine.
Yeah. It won't be that. Yeah, it'll be. In fairness, it'd be good for you because you get your live reaction to stuff. And then also as well, I trialed this on Sunday. I did a in bed with Mr. H stream.
That's right.
I was streaming from my bed. No, you didn't see anything. Don't worry. No one wants to see that shit. And it was just a solo stream, just me, just fielding questions and things. And obviously, because I know a lot of people still like those streams where it is just me. I like this. I like this format. I very much enjoy this format. This will not stop. This will continue. However, the occasional Sunday stream will happen where it's just me and I've got time and I'll be streaming for you guys. So keep an eye out for that. Follow me over on Twitter at Misstate Reviews because I will share it over there. They're quite late. They will probably start, I don't know, maybe an hour earlier than what time we're at now. Quite late for me on a Sunday. That's quite late anyway. So just stay tuned for that. But I think that's about it, guys. What do you guys got coming up? I mean, you got.
I sent you guys both the link
to
in Twitter. So we have Lorena Creo waiting for us. Got the after party. We got some interesting topics to go over. Kind of a continuation of some of the stuff we talk about. We love all you guys here and Mr. H Reviews, Mr. H Reviews Archives, the whole community. Thank you guys so much for becoming hanging out with the Slant.
Yeah, no. Again, yeah. So there's an after party show. It's another stream basically that Paulie from the Latino Slant hosts after this stream. Sometimes it's on a Thursday, sometimes it's on a Tuesday. Got to get that regular, dude. So
yeah, I think we've switched over now to Tuesdays because of the movies. Because of my we're doing that.
That's why we can't.
Thursday releases.
Yeah, that's why. Because I was thinking of whether to move the Thursday stream to Friday, and I was like, no, because there's too many movies that come out. I can't do it. Yeah, the Friday's the
right. So correct.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. What do you got coming up, Nick? What do you got going
on? We don't really have anything coming up. We are gonna stream and talk Picard and do my birthday stream. It's my birthday this Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
So we're gonna have a birthday stream and talk Picard. I'm gonna see about having Robert Meyer Burnett on Thursday night. New episode of Picard drops this week. I've been pretty surprised with the show so far. Season 1 I thought was complete trash. Completely skipped season 2, and just because of what R&B said about season 3, I was going to give it a shot. And so far, it hasn't been offensive at all to me as a Star Trek fan. So
yeah.
And then, of course, our Saturday night stream, our regular Saturday night stream this Saturday night.
Nice. Sounds all good. Oh, we got a super chat coming in at the last minute. Very interested to hear your takes on Mando episode 2 after you guys see it. It's surprising. Oh, you've seen it already?
Yeah, I heard episode. I don't know anything about episode 2. I know the leaks have come out on it. I don't know anything about it.
I haven't seen the leaks. I'm keeping leak free.
Yeah, same. So I'll watch it and hopefully
they saw it in LA.
It's
okay, interesting.
Starts moving the story along and
well, so that's one of the main weekly topics whilst Mando is on. That'll be one of the main weekly topics of the Thursday stream is The Mandalorian. Yeah. I'll obviously always do my review of it on the day. But then as a group conversation, if people watch it, which didn't happen last week, but if people decide to watch it, then we can all review it properly. And hopefully, anyway. So yeah, on Thursdays, that's one of our things that we will be covering. So definitely stay tuned for that. I don't want to know any spoilers or leaks though. That's it's interesting that you said that they're interesting. That's sort of piqued my. Yeah, I'm intrigued now for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I've heard good things about episode 2, even though I don't know anything about it.
You say interesting, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, interesting stuff that's going to happen, but I don't know what that is.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, I think that's about it, really, isn't it, guys? So that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gents. Catch you guys on Thursday, maybe earlier. Stay tuned on Twitter, community tab. I'll try and share it in the community tab. We shall see. But thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you guys.